What's up guys, it's Nick here, and today I'm gonna be showing you how to install and use Matrix anti-cheat. If you're a server owner and you're looking for an anti-cheat solution, I'd really suggest using this one since it is constantly updating and it does not affect your server performance. So let's go. So if you want to install the plugin, what you need to do is go to the plugins Spigot page, as you can see, and you download the plugin. But you also need to download Protocol Lib, which you're gonna be able to find, I think it's somewhere, yeah, there we go, dependency. Yeah, you click on here, you go to the Protocol Lib Spigot page, and if your Minecraft server is 1.13 or less, an earlier version, you're gonna have to download this one, the 4.4 Protocol Lib. But if your Minecraft version is 1.14 or newer, you're gonna have to download this one. You put them on your plugins folder and then you're good to go. So before we hop on into the config, I just want to do a few tests on my test server. As you guys can see, we are with a hacking client. I don't know how to pronounce that, but well, it's a hacking client. And we're going to try a few basic things. So first of all, let's try using the combat hacks, which is KillAura. So we press R, we have it enabled, as you guys can see. And this villager is really angry. Now let's see what happens if we keep doing that. Oh! There we are, we have been kicked from the server for KillAura. So now that we're back on the server, I'm gonna leave the villager alone and we're gonna try something else. Let's try flying. Okay, so I enabled flight, as you can see, and let's see what happens. Oh, I got kicked. Alright, that was fast. So before we check the config file, let's try doing something else. Let's try spider, which is the ability to climb through walls, I think. So let's see what happens. I try to do that, but my movement gets cancelled apparently. And I got kicked. Very nice. So we are now in our plugins folder. As you can see, this is my test servers plugins. And what we need to find is the Matrix folder, which is gonna show after you run the plugin. And there's a couple of files in here. We are going to ignore these two since they are not something that you should touch. And let's go to the checks file. Now there's over 20 checks and the developer has done an amazing work on explaining things and how everything works. So it's very simple. Let me give you an example. Let's say this is a KillAura check. So when a player is using combat hacks and he reaches 10 violation levels, Matrix is going to spawn an invisible NPC behind the player for 100 ticks. Now you can disable that, or you can make the NPC be invisible. As you can see, visible true. Let's make it to false, which means the player is not going to be able to see the NPC. And if someone is using KillAura, he's going to hit the NPC as well while using it. So this is pretty good. And at 40 violations, Matrix is going to notify the staff members with the permission on your screen that this player, in this placeholder, this player is using combat hacks, but it's not really accurate. So that's why there's two notifications. So when the player reaches 65 violations, it's going to notify the staff members again that this guy is using combat hacks. So now it's pretty accurate. And at 90, which means if the player keeps using combat hacks, the Matrix is going to kick. As you can see, kick is the command for Matrix to kick the player. Is going to kick the player basically for KillAura, and you can change the message. This is the message right here that we got before, so we can change it to bye nerd. So the player is going to get kicked with a message saying bye nerd. Now let's say you have some false positives on your server. Let's say a player is joining on your server with a newer version of Minecraft, if you have VIA version or something, and you know, he's hitting some mobs and he gets accused for KillAura even though he's not really using it. So what you can do instead is come here to the violation levels and increase the stats. So for example, from 40 we can go to 60, so it's more accurate now. And we can go 80 and 75, and then, well, let's give it to 90. So this is now more accurate. The Matrix is going to need more violation levels in order to notify the players, the staff members, that this guy might be using combat hacks. So this is pretty good. You can also configure every other check that way. This plugin is pretty accurate. I don't think you should change anything pretty much, but only in some rare scenarios where the player is really not using any combat hacks with proof. Then maybe you can shake things up a little bit in here too. So that's pretty much it. Everything is simple, and the developer has done an amazing work at explaining what each check does and what it's for. There's over 20 checks in here, which is pretty amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, if you're looking for an RPG styled survival server, then you should definitely join our Minecraft server, LavaCraft. Every link will be in the description, so make sure to check it out. Have a nice day.